Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to KillJoy Jake. We're starting this one off by yelling, so that means it's going to be fun. Welcome in, one and all. We have some not so exciting news to talk about today. We have some not so fun news, some rather unsavory updates to get into. We're going to get a little bit of an echo here, aren't we? There we go. Okay. All right. Let's get this all set up here. I usually have some time to set it up beforehand, but not with this program. How we doing, everybody? What's up? YouTube's wigging out on me. I don't know what's going on. Am I live? Hello, Misty Womack. How's it going? Welcome in, Cody, RJ Skarenki. Thanks for being members, fellas. Appreciate you guys. Just gonna hit a little refresh on the YouTube. Want to see if the playback's going good. I hope it is. It sounds like people are popping in. Billy Boy is with us saying, "What's up, Jake? We need to see you recreate the lunch scene from Scream 2, and I can't believe they canceled Saw 11. You really want me to do that? I think I love you. What is it? Is that I don't even remember the tune. I try to avoid that scene from my brain. I pretend like it doesn't exist. Erica's with us too. What is up? How are you? She's asking everybody a reminder to hit the like button. That's always fun. Why not smash on a little button? You know what I mean? Some people never get the joy of having their button smashed. So go ahead and smash on it. Make it happen. What else is happening here? And also, yeah, Erica is also reminding us we're doing a huge giveaway today. If within the next hour we can get 10 super chats, I will give away some fun little things that you could redeem literally right now. So I'm just saying, it's gonna be a fun giveaway. Throwing that one out there. So definitely want to check that one out. We also have HMG Workout Fitness saying, "Yo, Jake, do you think Dewey is really coming back alive?" No, I think we could see him in a flashback alive, though, during a time when he was in the flesh and living. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know if it's actually going to be Dewey's just alive and well after having his organs ripped out of his abdomen by Amber, but that's just me. What is that bandana on your head? It's St. Patrick's Day. I gotta wear green or else y'all are gonna pinch me. I came prepared. I have a bandana with my name on it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how ready I am for this. Number one rule of life, be ready for anything. Anything! Like how Saw 11 is getting canceled. Can someone play taps just real quick? Is that how it goes? Honestly, I don't know. But let's light these eyes up, baby. I push my fingers into my eyes. Okay, that's enough singing songs that are not copyright free, but it's a sad day. It's a very sad day. It might be St. Patrick's Day, but it's a sad day. Saw 11 has been canceled, ladies and gentlemen. Jigsaw will be no more. I'm honestly pretty sad. Saw is one of my favorite modern franchises to go to the theater and see. I had such a blast seeing Spiral and Saw X in theaters. I personally love both of those entries. And now it's gone. Now it's all over. Now I don't know what the hell's happening with this series. Does anybody, even at this point? But it makes me sad, and I'm a sad little man sitting here talking about movies. I did a whole video talking a bit about what the hell's going on. If you're like, Jake, what do you mean Saw 11 is canceled? It's canceled. I talked a bit about it. I guess the producers were fighting. They both wanted to go totally different directions creatively with this series, and I kind of broke down what I was talking about over on in that new video today. But just getting into it a bit, basically, it's just not happening. It's canceled. We had someone who was close to the production, an anonymous source, has told Bloody Disgusting, a very reliable source, that no, it's not happening. It's 100% over, totally done for. Like over a year now. Nothing's been going on. And, you know, it's been weird. It's been a weird time since even since the announcement that it was going to come out in 2024. It got pushed back by a year for seemingly no reason. Now it's just been canceled. And I'm a sad little man who just wants another Saw movie because the last one was so good. I loved it. It was one of my favorite horror movies of 2023. And goddamn, I want a sequel. I want to know what happens next. but maybe we'll never know, which makes me so sad. I'm just so upset. Easily one of my favorite modern horror series out there, and I just want more. I just want more. I want to see more ridiculous saw traps. So hopefully we'll get more sometime in the future. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. I also get into how Blumhouse might be taking on the franchise, which I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm curious what you guys have to say. Do you have faith in a Blumhouse Saw, a reboot of Saw? Will they actually continue Saw with a different studio? I don't know. But anyways, let's talk. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. We have Mr. Rick saying, "I think I love you." So why I'm so you're putting the lyrics in there, so you want me to sing it, Mr. Rick? I see how it is. I see how it is. I'm moving past that. Dawson is saying, "Hi, when do you think the trailer for Scream 7 will come out?" Probably not until the end of this year, my friend. It's going to be a little bit. But we'll get some fun little updates over the summer, I'm sure. Some people will maybe spill the beans on some things, right? I imagine shit will happen, like how Dermot Mulroney basically gave away that he was the killer before the film came out, so I'm sure that'll happen. Madison is joining us in the chat, and I want to take this opportunity to tell her that I'm drinking one of her energy drinks because I so desperately need it. It's been a day. So she's going to be probably a little mad at me for that, but that's okay. Aaron Hughes is saying, "Hey, Jake." Hello, Aaron. How are you? I like the way you spell your name. It's not like Aaron, like the short. Bandana Jake hits different. Looks like you're getting ready to light up one. Does it? Does this make it look like I'm getting ready to get absolutely baked? Smoke up the ganja, as the kids are saying. Do the kids still use that term? Probably not. Smashing Blumpkins is saying, "Jake, Patty, Angelo, what's up, fella? How's it going? Keep smashing those Blumpkins." I think that means something gross on Urban Dictionary, but I'm not going to look it up. Joe Bedgret is with us, too. Thanks for being a member, my friend. Love the ghost face icon. It looks sick as fuck. Hello. Hello. Devin Morgan is saying, "Hey, Jake, have you seen the trailer for The Woman in the Yard? It looks very promising." You know, I'm actually quite excited for this one. I'll be honest with you. My interpretation of the trailer is it kind of looks like typical Blumhouse, their typical pussyfooting, one might call it. And by that, the one person who calls it that is just me. But I kind of got into the trailer at first and I'm like, this just looks like, I don't know. I'm scared of this one, honestly. I feel like this one's going to be another imaginary, but I take that back because I looked up the people involved, people working on it. Love the director. And I also really like the cast of this one as well. Her name is completely slipping me right now. Okwe Akpok-Wasili. I just remembered that off the top of my head. I deserve some points for that. Is the main antagonist of this one, and I think she was incredibly underutilized in The Exorcist Believer. So I'm really excited to see what she does here. I'm actually quite excited for this one, Devin Morgan. So I have a lot of faith. I get to see this one a little early too, so I'm excited to do an early review of it. Hopefully, at some point in the month. John Samagwai, that sounds like the Gremlins. The Mogwai. What's up? Woohoo! I love starting my week with you. Any news on Thanksgiving too? I like starting my week with you too, John, if you know what I mean. Any news on Thanksgiving too? Nothing. Like literally nothing. Kind of weird. Weird as fuck. I was hearing that it was going to start filming this month, and then it was going to wrap up real quick after that, like that fast, and then we're going to have it this fucking November, which is awesome. And if that's the case, nothing gets me more stiff in the pants than that, because I want a new Thanksgiving so bad, so bad, I want it yesterday. So bring it on, make it happen. What do you think is going to happen in Terrifier 4? But wait, my name is Colton, big horror fan of the Terrifier franchise. Spoken Noise, says Marcello Appo. What's up? So your name is Colton. Okay, what's up, Colton? How's it going? You're a big fan of Terrifier. I love to hear that. Some very good stuff. But what I will say is, what do I think is going to happen in this one? I think we're going to take Terrifier to hell. This is going to be a bonkers finale to the series. At some point, I'm crazy busy this week. Fun fact, not that you care, but I am. I want to get to a Terrifier 4 video out talking about, will this be the final film of the series? Like a big, stinky YouTube question like that, and I have an interesting answer, because I think the answer is both yes and no. And I want to get into that at some point soon, but I do feel like this is going to be the end of the timeline, so to say. This is going to be where it wraps up, the big finale between Sienna and Art the Clown. So that's my guess as of right now. I feel like we kind of have to go to hell considering the ending of Terrifier 3. Spoilers, but Miss Gabby, Little Miss Gabby, a child, ladies and gentlemen, was dragged to hell. It's kind of like that movie. Drag me to hell. But anyways, I'm really excited for Terrifier 4. Can't wait for that. Lighting Ghost is also here saying that sucks because Saw 10 was dope, focusing on Tobin and even 80-something. He was amazing. I know. Yes, that was awesome. He was, the other thing about it too is he's this old man and he's doing that. I think he did that bloodboarding stunt himself. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he did. I fucking love Tobin Bell, man. He's so fucking cool. He's the most metal old guy out there. I think he's awesome. So I need more Tobin Bell movies. I know he's old though, so if he doesn't want to do it, I respect. He's a legend. We love him. But man, I would love another one because he's, man, that might be his best performance as Jigsaw ever. Like I'm just gonna say it. Saw X, banger, loved it. Saw 1 is top tier Saw. I am not going to lie, says Scrimmage. Yeah, Saw 1's awesome. Are you disparaging the sequels, though? We got to talk about that if that's the case. Throw it out. I want to hear your opinion. Let me know. Let me know what's up with that. Madison is saying the second you mentioned my name, it sent me to ads. That's so funny. She didn't even hear that I'm drinking her energy drink. What a nerd. I'm just going to keep drinking it. That's so funny. Erica's throwing $5 out there, starting the super chat train, babies. That's 1 out of 10. And then we're giving away. Yeah, and you know what? I'll tell you, since we have a super chat out there, I'll tell you what we're giving away. Digital codes for both Smile from 2022 and Smile 2 from 2024. You could have 2 people tonight could go home with Smile and Smile 2 on digital. If we get those super chats, you could have a chance to win those bad boys. I have them sitting right in front of me as we speak. 3 easy steps. You just go to ParamountMovies.com, click redeem code. I'll give you the code at the end of this stream, and then 2 of you can friggin' get them. It's going to be really exciting. But Erica, let's get to this super chat here. Again, thank you for the 5. Jake is a gold star. She sent in a super chat to tell us about the super chat goals. That's so fucking cool, Erica. You rock. He only needs 9 more teal super chats to get, and then he's going to do a giveaway. Let's help him hit that goal. Hey! That's exciting stuff. Erica, thank you so much for the 5. I really do appreciate that. And I'm so excited for 2 people to walk away with maybe Smile or Smile 2, or maybe just one person getting both of them. Who knows? Anything can happen tonight, Erica, and that's why it's going to be so much fun. We're going to talk horror. We're going to give away horror movies. I'm going to try to do a giveaway on every stream moving forward, too. I'm going to try, because I think that's fun. Who else is here that's a member? We got Max Burfield. What's up, fella? How you doing, bro? I am sad. I'm sad, but I'm full of energy. So it's a weird mix. I want to cry, but also I want to run around the neighborhood because I'm drinking one of these. So how are you, my friend? Welcome in. Thank you for being so kind and for hanging out with us tonight. Lightning Ghost is throwing another 5 out there. That's a 2 out of 10, baby. That's, what is that, 20%? I can do math. Well, if Erica is going to super chat, then I guess I will too. Lighting Ghost, thank you for the 5. Appreciate that a ton. You're too kind. You're too damn kind. Appreciate you. Who have I not spoken to yet? I believe we have ABH Ninjas hanging out saying, I'm so sad Saw 11 was canceled, but at least we will have so many other big horror movies this year. Yes, we have plenty to talk about this year. Dude, this week, Ash comes out. I don't know if anyone else is excited about this movie, but I am over the moon about it. It is coming from Flying Lotus, a voice in horror who I feel is criminally underrated. He has made one of the grossest horror films I have ever seen in my entire life. It was called, what was that called? I completely forgot. Well, the VHS 99 segment he did is disgusting. Q-So. I always forget the name of this one. I always think it starts with an L. It does not. He made a film. It's on Shudder. It's called Q-So. If you want to have a bad time and you want to throw up, watch Q-So. Not for the faint of heart. Like, genuinely do not put this on if you don't like gross things. Like, I beg you not to put it on if you don't like gross things. It's even too much for me. I like gross, and it's too much. I can't handle it. But he has a new movie coming out this week called Ash. It stars Aaron Paul, Jesse from Breaking Bad. Jesse, we have to cook. But except Jesse's cooking in space this time, and there's some weird psychological terror going on. I'm all about it. It kind of looks like Mouthwashing, if you guys know that game. and I think it's going to be sick as fuck. So I'm dying. I'm dying to see this one on Thursday. Let me tell you. And again, Flying Lotus also does a segment on VHS 99. You guys know how much I love the VHS series. Now, if that gets canceled, Jake's going to go absolutely apeshit. I needed Saw this year. I was so excited for Saw. We had a huge horror release at the end of in fall. Now I think what is it? Black Phone 2 is probably our biggest release this fall now, which is kind of I don't want to say it's a shame. It's a new Scott Derrickson movie, right? That's exciting. But man, I really wanted Saw 11 so bad, which bums me out. RJ Skarenki has just become a Ghostface member again. Thank you, RJ. Appreciate the support, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. I wish we can know about more of the Crystal Lake TV show, says Marcello Appo. What happened in Paramount Plus? I'm not sure if we're still getting that TV show of Crystal Lake. Just throw this out there. We are getting that one on Peacock whenever it does end up happening. Different company. But I don't know. We got a little bit of an update about it recently that it is still moving forward with a new creative team. That is, of course, after the last team got booped to the side. Pooped out, which kind of sucks. It was Brian Fuller who had run some really awesome shows before in the past. The Hannibal Lecter series, Hannibal, which I heard was really good. I still have not seen. I've never been a big TV series guy, but I'm going to change that here soon because I really want to start covering some more TV. I want to challenge myself a little bit, cover more than just movies on the page. So I want to watch that show. I hear very good things about it, though. And in terms of movies being adapted to TV shows, this is one of the best things I've heard about in the modern times. So I'm sure that whatever his version of Crystal Lake was going to be would have been fun, but unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the direction that A24 is going anymore. I still think that if we're going to do Jason all these years later, we need Jason. You know, it sounded like the show was just focused on Pamela Voorhees. And I get that. I get the idea of wanting to, shed a light on this other character who really has not had a ton of focus besides like the first movie, kind of. But I just feel like it's been 15, 16 years now since we've seen Jason in anything. If you're going to come back to the franchise, you got to have Jason. People are going to be disappointed. Otherwise, I am telling you that. I want to get on my hands and knees and tell A24, please make Jason a centerpiece of whatever you do next. You can focus on Pam, but if Jason is in there killing people, I just don't think people are going to be as interested. I know that there's a very vocal minority that is super upset about Crystal Lake not getting off the ground the way that it was. But man, I'm telling you, that would be a mistake. It could cut Jason's return, Jason's renaissance, one might say. It might cut it short, and that would suck. That would not be fun. I want to see more Jason stuff, and I want to see more weird shit happen in the Friday the 13th franchise. That's for sure. Ghostface95 is saying, best final boy. Mine's Chris from Get Out. That's a great choice. But, okay, Chris from Get Out, great choice. But it's always, the answer to that question for me is always going to be Ash Williams. I'm sorry. But as an Evil Dead fanboy, it's gotta be Ashy slashy all day long. I do love that answer, though. Chris is an excellent choice. And a more modern choice too. That's a more popular modern horror film versus something that's a little more old school like my choice. So I dig it, Ghostface95. Love Get Out. That's a banger. Sad Saw 11 got canceled, but sort of expected at TBH. I can't argue with that. It's been in this funk, this limbo for the last couple of months, I would say. I remember we got something from viewer Anon. I actually talked about it in today's video. He was talking a bit about how, what the hell's going on. It doesn't look good for Saw 11. It's getting delayed big time. We're not seeing any forward progress. And now here it is. It's all out and about. Bloody Disgusting has cracked this one open and said no more Saw. And again, I think this is a major travesty for horror franchises, especially one as big as this, because Saw is having a renaissance, man. Saw is back. Saw X is the first very well-reviewed film in the franchise in a long time. And I'm a weirdo who actually likes Spiral and Saw 3D. Jigsaw, I don't know. So Jigsaw just does not. It's the only Saw film I do not like, which is maybe a weird take, but I'm just not crazy about Jigsaw. I don't like the characters, and the traps don't feel Saw to me. They feel like feels like I'm watching like the big trap from that movie, right? Is the lasers. Feels like I'm watching futuristic Saw. I don't know. It feels like it's too far of a cry from typical from typical Saw. But I every other movie I love. 5. Do I love 5? I don't know. But most of them are great. I do love a lot of these films a ton. And Saw X, it was like my expectations were already like, I'm gonna like this. I know I'm gonna like this. It's Saw. I like most of these movies. Let's go into this. I had some high expectations, and it blew past that. Saw X nearly made me cry, damn near. I was like, this is fucking emotional, man. I was not expecting to be hit with all these emotions in a Saw film. I loved it. But so much great stuff out of that one, and I was so excited for a new trilogy, which was the big rumor when that movie first dropped in 2023, and now that just doesn't seem to be the case. Seems like we're going to reboot City with Saw next, and it's only going to be sad times from here on out, because I don't think anybody I don't think any Saw fan wants a reboot. I think we want this weird ongoing soap opera just keep going. That's kind of part of the majesty of it. That's one of the biggest draws, I think, to this series, is the ridiculous story that just keeps getting more and more ridiculous as it goes along. It's hilarious to me, and I love it. I want more of it. I love it. I want more of it. Give me Saw 11 in its truest form. Am I Dead Yet is saying, hey, Jake. Hello, am I dead yet? I don't think you are, since you're still speaking. Thanks for being here. Anakin's anger management therapist is saying, yo, Jake, I sent you an actual stew train on Insta. You know what's really funny about that? I'm actually receiving a Stew Train shirt in the mail from my buddy Craven Something Scary sometime soon. I lost a bet, and now I have to wear it on stream sometime with him. Fun fact. Anyways, Antinous and Andriotis is saying, hey, Jake, happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Antonis. Are you wearing green? Because if you're not, pinchy. But I figured since I'm wearing my green underwear, I can't really show that to the internet, but I can do this, which was my PR team said that this would be a better alternative to doing that. By the way, my PR team is literally the voices inside my head. But anyways, Paula Fitzhenry is also here saying happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Paula. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging with us. Erica is stealing the Thin Mints that are meant for me. I see how it is. Well, we got to pay the mods somehow. Saw reboot don't even sound right when you said it. I know, Lighting Ghost. It makes me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit. Yuck. We don't want that. I don't want that. This is a ridiculous series that can go on forever, because that is a draw to the series, that each one is a more ridiculous episode than the last, and I love that about this series. It is like it's cheesy heaven is what it is to me. I'm just all about it. Antonis, update on Antonis. He is wearing a green shirt, ladies and gentlemen, so we don't have to pinch him today. That's exciting. What's your favorite Irish movie, Jake? That's a great question. In terms of Irish horror movies, I'm really trying to think here. I know Stitches is Irish. Very, very Irish humor, let me tell you. I like Stitches is a fun one. I don't know why that's the only movie coming to mind. But, I'm going to be honest. I don't think there's too many great St. Patrick's Day horror, like just in general. The ones that come to mind are, of course, the Leprechaun movies, and are those good movies or are those just fun movies? I believe there's a difference. And I don't know about those ones. He went to the hood twice, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget that. And space and Las Vegas. Dear God. But what else, what else is there to love there? I've actually never seen Maniac Cop, but I was actually doing some research on St. Patrick's Day horror to recommend, and apparently a part of that movie takes place during a St. Patrick's Day parade. So, is it a St. Patrick's Day horror movie? I mean, it doesn't sound like that's the focus of that film at all, but maybe, just maybe, Maniac Cop could be that. So there's that, at least, right? What else is going on? Hot take, but I think the Terrifier child death should have been on screen, not the bedroom or hacksaw level, but even a simple axe to the head and then a cutaway would be super shocking, says Gangster Bro. I'll be honest, Gangster Bro, that is something that went through my mind the first time I saw Terrifier 3, but I think it is it's just as shocking how they do it. And, the other thing that left a really good taste in my mouth was that opening scene is terrifying in a way that I feel that Terrifier has never been terrifying before. It uses sound design to its advantage in a way that is just simply superior to everything that has come before it. I don't know, the sound design when you have Chrissy Fox getting axed in the gut, dude, that made me like, that alone made me want to throw up. I'm like, even if my eyes were closed right now, I would still be upset, and that just goes a long way. Sound design is everything, I think. Maybe even more so important than the visual, and they nailed it. They nailed it with that, just like how they chopped into her head. I love it. But yeah, I hear you on that. But I think in terms of Terrifier 3's opening scene, less is more, and that's okay. We can still go to those places sometimes with just the sound, and it definitely does that. Misty Womack, thank you for the 5. Really appreciate you supporting the page. Saying, I agree about Jason and Friday the 13th. People are here for the hockey mask and machete. And, you know, Misty, like, that's my thing, right? I think, like, at some... Okay, let me pitch a little something to you. Because, let's be real here, there are people who would love to know more about Pamela Voorhees and her relationship with her son. But... here's my thing. It's been 16 years. You know what I mean? Like, people, like you're saying, people are mostly here to see Jason on screen killing people. I want to see the gigantic ghoul that we root for and kills a bunch of annoying teenagers at a camp somewhere. That's what we need more than anything right now in Friday the 13th. A back to basics. Just give me simple, a bunch of teenagers who can barely act in a movie that's set in the 80s with Derek Mears back as Jason, maybe Kane Hodder if he wants to do it. Sure. Whoever. Just running around killing people. They're the stars of the show. I actually would even go so far as to say the 2009 movie, which I love, might have even tried a little too hard with the story. Like, I don't even need a good story. I just need fun. I need, from Friday the 13th, I need fun. I need ridiculous characters getting slashed with some super bloody kills. And I'm always talking about how can you improve upon things at where they are already at. With Friday, I feel like it's a very easy task. The difficult part of making a new Friday the 13th is figuring out the right situation. The easy part is just elevating the gore, which is super popular right now, and we have a distributor who would be very interested in putting something out like that with a crazy X rating, or should I say NC-17. And that is, of course, Cineverse and basically any other distributor who wants to make money right now. So I just think, if you want to make a really good Friday the 13th movie, do some ultra bloody over-the-top kills with dumb characters just like the original, and a good Jason running around. And it's just dumb fun. I say we do that for the next Friday the 13th. Then do the Pamela story, where it's a little more sophisticated, you know, a little more this and, you know, a little more about the storytelling versus the kills. That's okay. We can do that eventually. But our reintroduction to Friday the 13th should be that, in my opinion. Back to basics, then get weird with it. As much as I want to shit on David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy, they went about it the right way. On paper, I should say. Give us a film that feels like the original Halloween 2018, right? I mean, for the most part, it does, I think. It's a little more modern, obviously, but you essentially go through similar beats as that original film. It's a little more complex because it is a sequel after all, but then Kills gets into some weirder shit, and mostly kills, which is fun, as the subtitle would suggest, and then Ends goes completely balls to the wall. That's the weirdest idea they had in their back pocket that they decided to throw out there for some reason. But point being, without Halloween 2018, you wouldn't have had those other two films, no matter, even if you're someone who likes Halloween Ends more than any of the other films, which I respect it, but there are people out there who feel that way. But I don't know. Misty, I think that we need a Friday the 13th film that's back to basics first, get us all back on board, then do all the weird shit you want to do with the franchise. I'm all about it. I'm down to explore those weirder things and to see if they work for me or not. So, but anyways, we have some more friends joining us. We have Riddlemaster66 saying, "Sup, brother? How's it going? Riddle me this, my friend. What is going on with Saw 11? Maybe you can riddle me that." Jason Carpenter's here saying, "Yeah, man, I really love the Friday the 13th remake. Me too. It's a damn shame they never did a follow-up to that awesome movie." Jason, I did a video on this a little while ago. I'm not sure if you saw it or not, but Shannon and Swift, the guys that I believe wrote that one, right? I believe it's the dudes who wrote that one. They put out like pieces of their scripts for the unmade sequel to the remake, which was supposed to start on a snowy crystal lake with Jason killing people on a frozen crystal lake. That's so fucking cool. What? I want that movie so bad. But yes, Jason, I couldn't agree more. Wish we would have gotten a sequel to that one. Riddlemaster66 is saying Disturbed should do the Friday the 13th soundtrack. I love it. I'm stricken and can't let you go. Okay, that's all I can do legally before YouTube's like, stop it. Nope. No. You clearly just used that song in there, even though that was me shittily singing it. Thomas Clark is saying, who would you want to play Jason in the 13th remake if it goes through? Jake. I mean, I love Kane Hodder. I think he's amazing. I think he totally got robbed with Freddy versus Jason. Should have been in that movie. I'm there with that one. But I have such a soft spot for Derek Mears. He's so kind. I think, honest to God, it would be one of those weird things where no matter who gets it, if it's not Derek Mears, I will be a little disappointed if it's not him to play the character next. He is just the most gigantic and kind man I have ever met in my entire life. His hand is the size of my face, and I just want to give him a big hug. I would, even if he wasn't Jason Voorhees, I would hang out with this guy. He is just so cool. And I've talked about Derek Mears on here before, but I had the pleasure of meeting him last October, and it was like the highlight of the trip going to Scarefest last year. I mean, I had a great time. I got to do my very first horror panel at what was at the time the biggest horror convention ever. So that was a pretty big career milestone. Footnote there. Very thankful for that. If Barb's watching, thank you for making that happen, Barb. But that was awesome. That was so great. Meeting Derek Mears was like the best part of the whole trip. I'm like, this is so cool. He's so kind. And he was more interested in talking to us about stuff than even the other way around, which I thought was awesome. So he was just great. I loved him to death. I would love to see him play Jason again. We need a Jurassic Park found footage horror film, says Billy Boy. I love that idea. Someone pitched that to the studio. Make it happen. Lighting Ghost has been a member for 20 months. Dear God, that's a long time. Love you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Almost 2 years, but been around for about 4 and still love it here. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate your support a ton. 4 years, that's so exciting. You've been here since before I even knew how to make YouTube videos. That's so exciting. That's so cool. Hopefully I've gotten a little better at it, but I appreciate you for sticking around for all of this stuff, Lighting Ghost. Thanks for hanging out with us on a little Monday night like this. So much love to you, my friend. Thank you for supporting the page. And hopefully we can make some crazy videos coming up soon here. So, Cody didn't realize Jake started a dojo. It is called the KillJoy Cult. Become a member today, my friend. Do it. It's good stuff. We have some fun videos going up for members soon here. So, Jason Carpenter has been a member for 25 months. Oh my God, y'all have been around for a while. Thank you. Thanks for the support. Jake, did you see Novocaine? It's a fun thrill ride that knows exactly what it is. Quaid is on a winning streak, and him going at it with Nicholson's son. I have not seen it yet. I plan on seeing it tomorrow if I have the time. I would love to do that, and I'm probably going to post that as a Patreon exclusive review in the middle of the week, because I was going to post the Novocaine review this past weekend. I just could not get to it. It was a busy weekend. So I'm going to try to get that out on Tuesday, as well as another review for this Friday, if I can make that happen. My schedule, I want to throw up looking at my schedule from Wednesday to Friday, but I'm going to try to get a review of Ash out and a review of something else for Patreon up on before Friday. Hopefully that can happen, but we'll see. I'm making it happen though. My next, I have like 4 videos planned for this week, and most of them are for Patreon, but we'll see if we can get them all out. I do have a very fun collaboration coming out soon though, which is cool. We're having someone back on the page who was here a little while ago, and I can't wait to speak with her again. So we're gonna have a very fun conversation. And I'm not kidding. I did not plan this. I did plan this, but not in the way that I thought. I'm talking with, let's just talk about it. I'm meeting with Lauren Alina tomorrow. She was on the page last October, I believe, and we ranked a bunch of horror villains. It was a really fun video. Go check it out if you want to see Jake do something a little different. It was a tier list video. But I was talking with her again, and I was saying, hey, we should do a video on Saw. I need an excuse to talk about Saw. I would just love to go back to that franchise. I'm talking so much about Scream. I need to talk about all the other franchises I love too. And she was down for that, wanted to talk about Saw. And then we get this news today, which is like, that's insane. So we were already filming a Saw video this weekend, and bam, that news drops, which is really unfortunate, but also perfect timing. So hopefully we will definitely get that going, and you guys will see a really fun video at some point this week if I can get that edited in time. So we'll make that happen here soon. So I can't wait to put that one out. Kane or Derek would be my choice for Jason, says Misty Womack. I can't disagree with you there. Both great choices. Kane Hodder, again, getting up there, but he's great. He's always in a bunch of horror stuff, always at conventions. I could totally see him playing Jason again if he would be down for it. Stu was on Dead Meat? I didn't see that. Oh, no way. That's awesome. I must have missed that. I was actually catching up on Dead Meat this past week, so that's so exciting. What did I just watch from them? I just watched Zoran is doing kill counts on like video games. I was catching up on a bunch of those because I didn't have time for them. They're like hour-long videos, but they're good. Ooh, they're really fun. I'm glad that Dead Meat is finally covering some video games. It's really cool. Billy Boy is getting high. That's exciting. Dear God. Variety called me a pariah. I don't even know what a pariah is saying it's crazy just how many horror legacy sequels there's been since Halloween 18. Like we got really Sci-Fi's Leprechaun Returns in the same year as Halloween 2018, interestingly enough. Sci-Fi's Slumber Party Massacre, and now we're getting the Mutilator too. I love how you named like the most obscure requels. Like that's gotta be the most obscure ones, like without a doubt. But two of those I actually really like. I have not seen the Mutilator 2 yet, but I think I'm gonna like it. Really want to see that. Leprechaun Returns, excellent kills. Everything else is kind of mid. But Slumber Party Massacre from Sci-Fi, really underrated. I think it's the second best Slumber Party Massacre movie. It's right up there for me. So I was kind of shocked by how much I liked that one. Didn't think I was gonna dig it, but really solid. Triple Clax is saying, I hope the source is lying about Saw. I don't think Bloody Disgusting would have reported on it otherwise. They have a lot of integrity. They're a great news outlet. So I think this is unfortunate. Unfortunately true, I should say. Fit Jesus is saying, oof. You know it's bad when Fit Jesus doesn't like it. Dear God. What else is going on? I read that Saw 11 is reportedly canceled, but does that mean it's officially canceled? Has Lionsgate announced anything? No, but here's the thing. They delayed the release date. It was supposed to come out in September of last year, and for no reason, like pretty much no reason that was offered at least, Saw 11 just got pushed back an entire year. It was supposed to come out in September of this year, but now we have Bloody Disgusting reporting that it's just not happening. There's also multiple reports from multiple sources saying that the producers, who I kind of talk more about this in today's video, got into a bit of a creative debacle and weren't super happy with each other. Kind of didn't love the direction that the franchise was going. Had a disagreement about it. But yes, I believe it, considering that this has been an ongoing thing. It's not the first time we've heard about this, even in the last year or so. So I kind of want to believe it. We also have Kevin Groidert. I can't pronounce that name right. Kevin Groidert, the director of the film, who was supposed to direct the film, I should say, posted a picture, like the very last frame from Saw X. This was months ago, but it was ominous and made me wonder, what the hell does that mean? And I think it's to say that was the end of Saw. That's going to be it with Saw X, and that's where the story's at. There's nothing else to it except for that, which really is a shame. Because I would love to see anything else that would go on with Cecilia Peterson. Now she's just still out in the world, but maybe she learned her lesson. I mean, she's an evil, horrible character who deserves death, maybe more than almost anybody in the series. But I don't know. Now I guess she makes it out of that room somehow at the end of Saw X, and is gonna maybe choose a better path after her encounter with Jigsaw. I don't know. But I'm just sad that we're never going to get that movie. I am. But maybe we still will. I don't know. A Mantis Shrimp Saw 11 canceled. Yeah, dude, it's a bummer. I did a whole video kind of talking about it too, if you want a little better of an explanation, opposed to this guy who's running on energy drinks and a green bandana on stream right now. So check out my new video today if you want to see what that's all about. But yeah, it's a nightmare. I kind of just went over it, so I kind of don't want to explain it again. But Saw 11 it's seemingly canceled, and it's a major bummer, and it fucking sucks. I'll tell you what. Fit Jesus is saying there are 7 Screams already. There's about to be 7. It looks like they're doing not only a sequel but a spinoff as well, which is absolutely wild, crazy to me. What else is going on here? Erica is reminding everybody to hit the like button. Go ahead, hit the red subscribe button too if you haven't already. That would be really cool to hit some goals here soon. Pat and Jester is saying, I hope Saw 11 isn't canceled. Saw X was really good, and the fact that they just canceled it bewilders me. Bewilders me too. It seems like the producers were kind of fighting. It seems like this was more of a creative debacle. They wanted to take one person wanted to take it one way, the other another, and I think that I really think it's one of those things where they had a big opportunity. They had a big opportunity for this other thing to go down this other direction and essentially just make some money off of this property, opposed to telling a really good story. And well, I think we know what was chosen here, which is a major bummer, because I feel like they were onto something really good here with Saw, and they should have just kept going. Stick with your guns. I mean, we were on track to basically repeat what was going on in the early thousands with Saw. You know, just keep a new movie every single fall. That would have been so much fun. Honestly, I was kind of banking on it for this fall for Saw, and I'm so bummed that Saw 11 is not happening. And you know who else I feel really bad for? Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton, who were writing this film. They just keep working on projects that have so much bad juju, and I feel so bad for them. They're just constantly in the wrong place at the wrong time. They allegedly wrote a very promising script that people were very excited to see where it goes next. They were teasing some very exciting things about it too. It was a very angry script, apparently, that was going to get into some really brutal shit. And again, another project canceled from them. They, for those who don't know, Patrick and Marcus here, they had also worked on a series called The Collector, which I love those two movies a ton. They were pitches for new Saw movies, interestingly enough, that turned into its own franchise. And then they were going to do a third one, because it's a perfect duology how it is now, but they wanted to do a third one. They actually shot some of it. There's pictures out online you can find right now. And it got canceled. The producers ghosted them mid-production, which is such a bummer. We were going to get a Collector 3, and it just did not happen, which is such a shame, because these horror franchises that are beloved, like Saw and The Collector, I know people would go out to see these things, man. These are popular horror franchises that... I don't know. I don't know why people are losing faith in them. Horror is one of the most creative genres out there right now. And I don't know. If I was a movie producer, I had a lot of money in my pocket, which I don't. I wish I did. I would literally just be funding horror movies. And it's not just because I like horror. It's because we're genuinely getting some of the best movies every single year from this genre. And that's genuinely me talking from an unbiased standpoint. The Substance and Nosferatu were easily two of the best films that came out last year, I think. And the Oscars even recognize them. That's how much praise and attention is on this genre right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. I don't know. To me, it's like, oh, you want to do a new horror movie? Yeah, sure. We can make it for cheap and it'll pull in like 10 times the amount of money. It's a surefire win. I don't know why these movies are getting canceled. All you got to do is pretend to like each other. All these producers have got to do is pretend to like each other, and they'd make so much money. They're throwing money in the trash, burning it, saying, we don't want money. We don't even want it. Who needs it? It's crazy to me. Completely insane. But I still think there is hope for Saw 11, though, on a lighter note. I mean, let's be real here. You know, the fans are crying out right now. If we make our voices known, maybe some other studio picks it up. Maybe they continue the series. And who knows if it's for the better or for the worse. But overall, I really think that overall, it's still going to move forward. It's one of the most popular horror franchises out there. I can't see it just completely dying in the water. TJ Sanders is with us saying, I'm surprised Scream 7 wrapped up, giving so many people came back. Yeah, TJ, it really does make me think that all these people are coming back just to throw their voices out there, which I think is I think is a bummer, I think if you're going to announce that, these folks are coming back, we better see them on screen. And now doesn't seem like that's the case. I mean, I think it's one of those things where I think I prefer just to hear their voices, but I just don't like the way that they're marketing it. It just feels very cheap to me to say, hey, Matthew Lillard is coming back for Scream 7, and then he may never appear on screen. If that's the case, I know many people would be very disappointed by that and would feel cheated, We have a lot of people, including some of my friends on here, already making theory videos about how Stu could be alive, be coming back, and now a certain expectation has been set that may not be reached. And that's really upsetting to me, That to me is just like, it's false advertising. It is trying your hardest to desperately put butts in seats to make money off of your new property. But whatever they end up doing for Scream 7, the greatest film in the series, the worst, somewhere in the middle, it's probably going to make more money than the last two films. I'd bet money on it. I know everyone's like, oh, Scream 7's going to bomb. Everyone's going to boycott this movie. No. Dog, no way. It's a new Scream film. It's gonna, not only is it going to make money, but they've just made all these big announcements about it. All these big promises have been made. Folks are going to show up. That opening weekend is going to be insane. I'm telling you that much. Maybe a bigger drop off between weekend 1 and weekend 2, but it's going to be a big opening weekend. I will tell you that right now. Still in character, Sarah asks, I'm still upset we were so close to getting that urban legend reboot during the pandemic, but and it was canceled, which another film that was canceled that would have printed money. Crazy. I know. But at least we will still be getting, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Final Destination, and the Sorority Row remake sequel. Yeah, we are getting those. And I'll tell you what, Sarah, if that's your name, if this I Know What You Did Last Summer does well, which it might. This one I'm a little more iffy on. If this one does well and Final Destination this year, I could see that urban legend movie getting back in the works somehow. Because here's the thing. We have two big 90s thousands horror movies coming out this year with Final Destination 6, which we're doing a big stream on this Friday, our first of 8 countdown streams. Make sure to stop by for those. They're going to be fun. If that does well, which I think it will, I think both of these movies will. And on top of that, Scream 7 does well next year. And just a couple of months after that, Scary Movie 6, also 90s thousands horror. We're in the 90s thousands renaissance here. I love using that word, apparently. I think that could be picked up again. Urban legend, we could come back to that and say, okay, those other movies did well. Why don't we do this now? Let's see if we can get this going. So don't lose faith in that one entirely. I bet if some of these big throwback projects do well, we could be seeing something new come from that. Eric Joe Noizo2 is saying hello and cheers from, is it Sao Paulo? I always forget how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry, but hello, my friend. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, hanging out with us, talking a little horror. Fort Misery Gaming is joining us too. Thank you for all the fun messages on Discord about about the Regal app, by the way. Who is saying, are you upset that Saw got canceled? And if it goes to Blumhouse, will the gore be PG-13? I hate that you said that. Fun fact. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm so upset that Saw 11 got canceled. I'm bummed as fuck. I want this movie so bad. I just want it to happen. I love the Saw movies. I think they're fun. And now again, they're back. They're good. They're really good again. We've gotten the minutia back to Saw, and I just want this franchise to be back. There's so much fun. I hope that whoever picks it up, whoever moves the franchise forward, because it's a popular horror IP. Come on now, we're gonna get these movies going again. I just hope they do it well, whatever they do with it. Do it well, do it right, don't fuck it up. Beer Belly Angler is saying happy St. Patrick's, dog. What are you drinking today? Guinness or whiskey? I forgot. I actually have something I want to drink on stream. You just reminded me. I'm gonna be back in a second. I'm not gonna leave now, but in a second I'm gonna go run and get something. Cheers, man. Also, the last Saw was great. I'm kind of okay they ended it there. Totally fair. I have an Irish stout that I was gonna drink on stream today. And I totally forgot about that until you brought that up. So thank you for the reminder, my friend. And Maxaroni and Cheese, it's their first stream. Yo, what's up, Maxaroni? Welcome in, my friend. That's so exciting. And really sad about the whole Saw 11 stuff. Me too, man. I'm bummed. Such a bummer. Sucks balls. Sucks so much balls. Hopefully we'll get some better news on it sometime soon. But as for right now, Jigsaw, we thank you for all your horror service. It was brutal watching those traps. And my God, some of them made me want to throw up. Lightning Ghost throwing another $5 out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's just one step closer to a big giveaway. Some of you guys could be going home with Smile and Smile too if we get 10 up to 10 super chats tonight. We're only at 4. Just throwing that out there. Saying, Jake, are you going to Warp Tour this summer? I believe it's the week after GullGotha in Ohio. I'm thinking about it. So I just I actually maybe big maybe, but I just got a call that I may be going to another movie premiere within the next month. So I might have to do that because it's a big one, and I don't want to say what it is quite yet because nothing is in cement, in stone. Nothing is chiseled there quite yet. But if that happens, I got to do it. It's a big one. That's all I'm going to say. But if so, Warped Tour, I'm sure, has a great lineup. I know it's coming back this year, right? It's been gone since like 2018, if I'm not mistaken. I went to the 2016 and the 2017 one. I don't think I went to... No, that's wrong. I went to the 2016 one and the 2018 one. I skipped 2017. I remember now. I went to two of those, met a lot of really fun bands, saw a lot of really good bands too. It was a ton of fun. Warped Tour, it's a staple in Ohio, and it's been gone for a long time. Here it is coming back, which is really exciting news. So I want to go to it so bad. I love live music. I got to see two of my all-time favorite bands last year. That's of course Styx and Foreigner. I'm a big classic rock guy. I love modern music too, but there's some classic rock that's just so near and dear to my soul. And Styx, I like genuinely. I'm a metal guy through and through, but one of my favorite bands of all time. I love Styx music. It is the most positive, uplifting music in the entire world. If there's any time where I'm just like I'm down in the dumps, I need to be lifted up, I put on Best of Times or I'm trying to think what else. Come Sail Away. Nothing gets me more hyped up than that, and it was so much fun to see them last year. So live music, I live for it, man. I really need to get out to some more concerts, but goddamn, they are just so expensive these days. So maybe I'll get out to Warped Tour. That'll be fun. Need to see a good concert. Let me tell you, I'm really aching for it. It feels like a staple of the summer to be able to do something like that. So Lighting Ghost, I'll keep you updated on that. Thank you for the 5. Really excited for GullGotha too. Lighting Ghost, I appreciate you for giving me an excuse to talk about that. I will be at GullGotha this summer. I'm one of the guests, which is so exciting. I have a couple panels where I'm talking about YouTube stuff and horror movies in general. So stop on by. It's right outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, in Newport, Kentucky, literally on the border of Kentucky and Ohio, right by the river there that is full of junk. But stop on by. GullGotha's going to be a ton of fun, and I'm really excited to meet a ton of you guys. So stop on by. It'll be sick. Pirate X is saying, remember me? I do, Pirate X. You've been in the streams a lot lately. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping by. MG Donor is saying, I'm waiting Scream 7, but with all this feedback, I don't know what to think anymore. I'm in the same boat. No idea what to think about this one. It's production was a weird one for this one. Let me tell you. Chase, I just saw your chat, and I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about this. I ever get a chance to view that extended cut of Scream 4. I forgot. I actually completely forgot. I'm going to be so real with you. I am so sorry. I'm going to watch that as soon as humanly possible. In fact, I have one thing to do after the stream, and after that, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on because I want to see what you did with this one. I am so sorry about that, my friend. Genuine mistake right there. Wow. I got to see what you did with this, though. Sounds like it's going to be sick. Aaliyah Yasmin is saying, what if Final Destination Bloodlines has the opening scene where it starts off with a group of friends ziplining, or if they go to the circus and people doing the acrobat gets killed? Ooh. I really like the zip line. Can you imagine someone ziplining and getting like chopped in half or something, and they're still like holding on, all dead when they like fly into the ending or whatever, and into like the second little port? That could be messed up, Aaliyah. I like that. What is the opening scene going to be for Final Destination Bloodlines, though? That is a great question. I'm really excited to find out, because I absolutely love I love the opening scenes for these movies. It's kind of it's like Scream. It's just something to look out for with these films. You know what I mean? It's just like, what's the opening scene gonna be? You know, what are they gonna do this time? We were on a bridge for the last one, which was brutal, and I'm excited to see what this next one's all about. So it'll be sick. Who else is joining? We have a few more people joining us. Triple Glax is saying, I read that Smile 3 is going to start filming in June. Yes. As you guys know, we're giving away some Smile things. If we can get 6 more super chats in 4 minutes, we'll see if that happens. Really excited for Smile 3, though. Loved Smile 2. Do you listen to Black Veil Brides? I not since high school, but they're good. They're solid, a very solid band. What's another one that I haven't listened to since high school? Sleeping with Sirens, but I still like them. Who was I at Warped Tour for that year? I'm really trying to think. Sleeping with Sirens was one. Oh man, wow, really blanking on this other band that I was like, I really wanted to see, and I'm totally forgetting their name. Something with an A. Not Asking Alexandria. I don't think they were there the year that I went. A lot of really fun bands at Warped Tour, though. A lot of bands in that, you know, like the emo scene stuff. I liked all that shit in high school. I don't give a fuck. It's good music. But I do like them. Very good band. I don't have expectations for the Hostel TV show, says Still in Character Sarah. Haven't thought about that in a minute. I'm still so shocked Paul Giamatti is starring in it, but I can imagine it'll shine light on the elite hunting club, and he's the crazy creator, ? That could be cool. I love the idea of the TV show diving deeper into that. That is really fun. I could definitely get into Paul Giamatti being the one to run all of this. And what's really fun about the TV show focusing on him specifically is Paul was actually supposed to make a cameo in the original Hostel, but couldn't. They were filming in Prague, two movies at the same time. It was 2 different productions, obviously, with different people. But Eli Roth was actually like talking with Paul Giamatti at the time and was like, dude, come over, be in the movie. Well, we'll throw you in somewhere. And Paul's like, I can't, guys. I'm sorry. I want to be in there so bad. And then we had Paul just last year, I believe, doing an interview talking about how he wants to be in horror. He's like, I want to do a good horror movie. You know, I want to do something horror related. And now Paul is has some sort of starring role in this Hostel TV show, which is very mysterious as of right now. But oh my God, I'm excited to see what it's all about. And I can't wait to see him in there because he's an excellent actor, and I love that he wants to be in horror so much. I love when you have these very popular actors wanting to get into horror. That makes me so excited. So I can't wait to see what Paul's all about in this show. I hope it's awesome. Jake, I watched Inheritance with Peyton List. It was a pretty cool thriller. The stream, if you ever check it out. Is Peyton List the chick from School Spirits on Paramount? Is that who what I know her from? Guys, Peyton List. School Spirits is so good. It is such an underrated show, man. I don't understand why more people aren't watching this. I was going into this not expecting much. It looked like a typical high school drama, and it is so damn sophisticated and really fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it. But Peyton List, she's awesome. New actress on my radar for sure. So I'm going to have to watch this Inheritance. I have not seen it yet, so I will definitely give it a watch. And you're also saying Jake, one more month, and I will be a Dark Universe for a pass holder previews. Dude, that's awesome. You get to go to Epic Universe down in Universal Studios Orlando. That's exciting. My dad is over the moon. He is a theme park fanatic. He loves Universal Studios so much. It's his favorite place on planet Earth. And I can't wait he gets to go there sometime soon. I think he has something planned to go there. But that is so awesome. I'm jealous of you, my friend. I want to go down there too. Let me tell you. King Matthew III is saying, what's up? Just got home from my physical therapy appointment. I'm doing well on my recovery from my surgery. That's good to hear, King Matthew III. I'm so sorry about all that. I'm glad it's over, though. So much love to you. I'm glad you're doing better. It's very good to hear. Swagnostic Scarecrow is saying Final Destination 6 is my most anticipated movie of the year. It will be scary. I'm excited for that one too, dude. I'm really focusing a lot of the coverage on this page on that movie for the next 8 weeks or so. So again, stop on by for the Friday streams where they'll be focused on Final Destination 6. So stop on by for some of that fun. But yes, it's going to be a good time. Definitely going to be a good time talking Final Destination. We had a lot of focused streams on Terrifier last year, which was a lot of fun. And I kind of want to make that a thing. I just spilled my energy drink on my crotch. That is so funny. But I kind of want to make that a thing with more releases this year, is like these countdown streams. That was so much fun with Terrifier 3. Honest to God, my highlight of last fall was doing those streams, getting closer and closer each week to the new movie. It was hyping me up, and I think it was hyping you guys up too. So we should really, I want to do this with Final Destination as well, because I genuinely have a lot of faith in this film. That first preview looked sick as fuck. The idea of just doing one, just doing a single scene, just showcasing what that's all about, and that's it. That's a brilliant way to advertise your new movie. You're not giving away too much about the film. It's just here's a scene. Here's what you guys want, right? You guys want to see the ridiculous machines going through and shit falling over, shit lighting on fire, and accidentally killing someone for that reason. That's what we want from Final Destination. I don't want everything spoiled. I just want that one. I just want to see that's going to happen. And that's what that trailer promised. So I'm really excited for Final Destination 6. Bring it on, baby. 8 weeks. Make it happen. Mario's Movies is asking, still excited for T4? You know what? After 2 and 3, I definitely am. I'm really excited to see what this movie's all about. I cannot wait. Hopefully we'll get an update sometime soon. Hopefully a bigger update than just, hey, the script's being written, right? I want something else. The Sir is saying, hi, Jake, give me your top 3 kills from Final Destination and 3 from Scream. Also, what is your energy drink of choice? So my girlfriend really likes these. They're called Alani's. And it's a pink slush flavor that's actually quite good, let me tell you. I stole this from her though, and she's not happy about it, as you can see in the chat. But top 3 kills from Final Destination. I just rewatched the first one. I'm going through all of them at some point this week. But I gotta say, what's his name from the first one? The kid from American Pie is in that movie. And his death was, I kind of forgot how insane that one was. What's his name again? Sean William Scott. I completely forgot his name. Sean William Scott's kill is pretty brutal. He gets decapitated, man. That's awesome. I think what's sick about Final Destination, and I've said this before, but I can't say it enough about the series, because it's truly one of the reasons why I love it so much, is it's a film that feels like a Scream movie. It's cool, right? It follows a bunch of cool teenagers, and we're in this dire situation that's brutal, but it's way darker. It's way darker than Scream. Oh my God. That's a big draw to it for me personally, because the kills are really brutal. And it almost, to me, it feels like the perfect middle ground between the Scream era of horror films and Saw. And it comes out smack dab in the middle. It is like the perfect transition piece between both of those eras of horror films. And it's such a great series, I think, for that reason. And that first movie, while it has its problems, there's things about it that I don't love. It really does have some of the best moments of the entire series. That's a great kill. Final Destination 2, the opening scene is actually the best kill, I think, in the entire, the whole thing. That opening scene is the best with the log trucks. Nothing scares me more than that. That's awesome. And this is a personal favorite of mine, the opening from Final Destination 3. The trailer for Final Destination 3 scared me more than anything ever. For those who don't know, I live in Ohio, which is home to Cedar Point, America's roller coaster, as they call it, and it is known for its over-the-top roller coasters. Now, we went there a lot when I was a kid, and I was terrified of roller coasters from a young age. I don't know why. And then I saw that trailer for Final Destination 6, and I'm like, oh, scary. Oh no. They fell off the roller coaster and died. My parents lied to me. You can die on those things. It's crazy. I don't care. Nowadays, roller coasters don't bug me, but when I was a kid, I was like, I'm not going on that. I ain't doing it. You ain't getting me on that death trap. I saw Final Destination 3. I know what those things do. But man, those, I don't know. Those are 3 of my favorites. I do love those. Final Destination 5 might still be my favorite, but I do, man, that first one, a lot of fun to rewatch that. Jason Carpenter is saying, believe it or not, Jake, I've grown a tad optimistic with Scream 7 despite some puzzling decisions made. We got to put our trust in the writer himself, Kevin Williamson. You know, and I get a lot of criticism for that. A lot of people are like, Jake, why are you're not excited for Scream 7? Kevin Williamson's directing it. And I'm like, yes. And that's awesome. I love Kevin Williamson. But no one should be above criticism. Nobody. The moment that we decide, hey, you know what? We're not going to criticize this guy because he's done some great things. That's the moment that people start to just completely go downhill. And I have my criticisms of Kevin Williamson. I love him. But I think there are things about his style where I feel like he gets into a repetition. And sometimes I wish that he would challenge himself a little more. But I do love a lot of Kevin. A lot of Kevin's writing, I find, is very strong in certain areas consistently. The guy knows how to write chase scenes. Matter of fact, as simple as that, if there's a chase scene in a Kevin Williamson thing, it's gonna be good. You can rely on that consistently across the board. I don't love a lot of his characters. I'm just gonna be real. In a lot of the shows and movies I've seen of him, sometimes he'll get into a groove with certain characters where I'm like, this just does not work for me. I don't know what it is. Sick. I did not like the main character, and it ruined the entire film for me. I was like, I cannot get on board with rooting for this character. She is so unlikable. I'm so sorry, Kevin. I love you, man, but what is this main character? This final girl is atrocious. I'm sorry. Man, that it ruined the whole film for me. And you want to talk about great chase scenes? I'll tell you what, one of the most memorable chase scenes in a slasher film in this decade, in the 2020s, is in Sick, a movie that I think is unwatchable. But goddamn, that one chase scene on the raft is sick as fuck, dude. Oh my God. But characters are terrible. So to me, it's one of those things where I hope that Kevin is challenging himself with this production. I hope that he's pushing Scream to the absolute limit to deliver a really good product. Because again, you know, Scream 7 was down in the dumps. A lot of bad juju for this one for like a literal year. It was nothing but bad things. And then Kevin takes over and he's trying to fix it. I can see the passion. I can see him working to make this the best it can be. I can see it. I can see it happening from everything. Every time I hear him talking about it, anytime I hear people talking about Kevin working on it, I can feel passion coming from Kevin, working his absolute hardest to make this thing the best it can be. And I really, honestly, for him, I hope it is. But there, like you said, some puzzling decisions have been made that makes me very worried about this one. And also some things that were out of their control. Joel McHale was definitely not their first choice, and that's unfortunately very obvious for Sidney Prescott's husband. But I've talked about that a lot, haven't I, lately? If I get on my Scream soapbox, man, I'm not going to get off. So we're going to move on to the next thing. But it's a mixed bag as of right now. It's a Schrodinger's cat of, will this be good? Will this be bad? And we can't open the box until February 27th of next year. Bobby is saying, I want to see some 100% Cotton episodes in Scream 7, like before he died. Now, maybe Liev Schreiber will come back and we'll de-age him and we'll see something along those lines. That could be fun. The highway scene in 2 always messes me up the most in Final Destination. I couldn't agree more. It is terrifying. What else is going on? Just like every lumber truck for me, don't want to be anywhere near them. Thanks, Final Destination. Couldn't agree more. Phoenix 2520 is saying, Jake, your favorite blood-loving snowman here. Love to hear it. A blood man, one might say. Hope you're doing well. Starting to get hot out here. Canceled Saw 11. What the fuck, man? No, not a happy snowman. You cancel Saw 11, the snowmen get angry. You don't want to piss off the snowman. Listen, it's hot now. It's getting warm. But as soon as winter comes along, them Saw producers better get them shit together. The snowmen are coming after them, as we heard from our fellow snowman friend here. But I hope it doesn't get too hot out there in Phoenix, if that's where you're at. I believe last time we spoke, that's what you said. And hence your namesake. Be careful out there. Stay safe. Wear some sunscreen. It's getting up there, my friend. But thank you for joining us. Thanks for talking a little horror. I can't believe what's going on with Saw 11. It's truly upsetting. Billy Boy is saying horror movies where the killer villain is just a human. It's so much scarier because that could happen. Like The Strangers, not Scream, though. That's not scary. Scream, it has its moments, right? I wouldn't call it's more about the other stuff than trying to scare you. I think it's more, there's a lot more going on in Scream that I personally like, but not the scariest franchise out there. I'll definitely give you that. Strangers, definitely a top tier in terms of it's just people. You know, it's just people with no real motive. We're just going after whoever. I agree. That's freaky as fuck. What's another really good one where it's like it's just a guy killing people and it's scary as hell. There was this movie that I just watched called Them, and it's kids. It's like literal children going after this couple in France, I believe. Maybe I'm right about that. No, it's Romania. I'm like, it's a foreign film. I can't remember. It takes place in Romania. That's what it is. Yes. This is a very solid film. It feels a lot like The Strangers, but again, it's like it's kids it's kids killing people, and it's like it's upsetting for that reason. Kind of there's another movie called Eden Lake that's very similar to this one. I recommend both. I think both of them are very good and very very dark, very pessimistic, you know, just a very negative view on the future. I think it really hits on the fear of like teenagers and just the destructive attitude of teenagers, I should say, from an adult's perspective in the new world, right? There's that's you always hear, you know, like the older folk. I'm starting to get to that point, so I feel like I can say this now, where I say to myself that them kids, what are they doing? What are they doing with their lives? You start yapping on your porch, getting angry, telling kids to shoo off of away from your yard, even if they're not in your yard. It kind of captures that same energy and fear, which I think is fun. So I love when horror movies hit on one specific fear from a single demographic. I feel like those are typically the most effective, in my opinion. I hate when, I think when you're doing something a little more general, a little more broad, it's tougher to execute. But when you do something like that in a smaller setting, that's the best way to do something like that's genuinely scary. When it's just like, here's this single group, here's this demographic. What are they afraid of? Let's hit on that in a horror movie. Those are very effective films, and these are some great examples of doing exactly that. Smaller stories, man. Smaller stories are always the best way to do something that's genuinely horrifying. Drew Seth is saying, top of the evening to you. How you doing? What's up, fella? Welcome in. What else is going on? I liked Eden Lake. I did too. Watch Them. Them is a fun one. It's not fun, but that's why it's fun. Did anyone find Jill annoying in Scream 4? Yes, and that's why I like her so much. She's very annoying. I hate Jill, and that's why she's one of my favorite killers. Billy Boy's saying, I don't have a destructive attitude. Thank you very much. That's so funny. Hey, I'm not talking about all teenagers. I'm just talking about some teenagers, right? We're not talking about all, just some. Terrifier 1, is he not just a human in the first, then becomes a demon in the second, asks Billy Boy as well. I believe so. I believe we've kind of confirmed that he was just a person there, and then some entity came and resurrected the clown, said, you know what? We need more of that. Let's bring this guy back for seconds. Let's see what happens here. Kind of, you know, it really gives a deeper meaning to the ending of Terrifier 1, where he Kermit's sewer. Get where I'm going with this one? Sliding. Okay. I think you guys get what I'm saying here. But yeah, I think it gives a deeper meaning to that, considering the more of the things we know about the clown himself. He ended it all there, but maybe that was because there was more secrets that he had to hide. But now that he's immortal, you know, now that he can't die, I feel like he has a bit of a different attitude here in in Terrifiers 2 and 3, which makes the character even more interesting. So I just love that about Art the Clown, and I feel like he's only gotten more interesting as the movies have progressed. I did have this criticism of Terrifier 3, that I did feel like there was some moments of that film where it just kind of felt like Art the Clown was showing off to the camera. He kind of knows he's an icon now. And I don't know if I like that or not. You know, I feel like Art the Clown and Deadpool are not the same character, and I don't really think they need to share any similarities. So maybe my only criticism of Terrifier 3 is they're very aware of their success, and that's starting to bleed into the movies, which is deserved. but I don't know. To me, that doesn't really work in an indie horror film. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, in Marvel does that all the time, whatever. But to me, it's like I just feel like in Terrifier, an indie horror film, can we even call it that at this point? I just feel like it's out of place. It's out of character for something along those lines. Sounds like Children of the Corn a bit. Them is a little more like, Children of the Corn has like a religious angle to it. Them does not, and that's kind of what I like about it. Is it an urban setting? It's like a suburban setting, I think more. So it's a little it's different from Children of the Corn. But I see I see where we can, right? I see where it's like the similarities for sure. Movie Mania Central is saying, I recently binged the Saw movies. They got progressively worse and gorier, but I think I like them. I don't know. I will say Saw is a slightly acquired taste. I don't think I necessarily liked them or got them for a little while. I liked, to me, I liked the gore. Initially, that was my thing. I'm like, the gore is so much fun. I don't know if I'm really into the story, but the more I watch them, the more I appreciate the story because of how ridiculous it gets. And that's, to me, that's a draw. That's actually a draw to the series because it is so much like a soap opera and just so melodramatic and ridiculous. It's kind of what I love about it, though. I like this ongoing soap opera story that's going through these flicks. I'm honestly shocked we never got a Saw TV series. I think a Saw television show would be genuinely fantastic. It would almost be a better TV series than a movie series, in my humble opinion. I don't know. I just feel like you could do some crazy outlandish stories in this series with all the different accomplices and shit, and it works. My thing about it is that at a certain point, Saw realizes it's ridiculous and leans into it. And that's what's so fun about it. It's like we are laughing at how ridiculous this shit gets. And I also think it makes the movies a little more digestible. It's almost like putting a sweetener in there, right? Because the movies are very hard to watch. They're very brutal. And you have that bitterness in there that I, of course, I think is the draw to it. But then you're watching and you're invested in, now you're invested in the story, which is the sweetness, which kind of mellows out some of the harshness of it. So I don't know. It's kind of a perfect blend because you have both things. If it was just a soapy, melodramatic story that was going across multiple movies, I might not be interested. And if it was just, torture gore, and that was really pointless torture gore, and that was it too, I wouldn't be interested either. But it's the mixture of both things that makes it unique and makes it this very special vessel for a horror series. That absolutely was not the original intention. Let me tell you that. Saw was definitely supposed to just be a little one-off movie that turned into this gigantic series. And I kind of love that. Kind of love that about this crazy shit show. Still in character, Sarah is saying Leprechaun has been rumored to return since the pandemic. Shaking my head. I think the best thing now would be to go to the Chucky TV route, like 13 Ghosts. Maybe his gold gets spread out across the country. Oh my God, and he's got to go get it from a bunch of different people. Dude, that's so funny. I would watch that show. I would eat that up. That would be so fun. I think that's my thing about Leprechaun that I don't like. I can do him in doses. It's just sitting there and watching an entire movie of that guy is like, dude, this, like, the limericks are getting old, man. Like I could do like a 22-minute episode of the Leprechaun and be like, that was fun. Let's wait until next week for more of that. Sure. I think I actually might like Leprechaun more in a TV series package. Didn't they already do Leprechaun Returns during the pandemic? Pretty sure we did. 2 years before. I believe it was 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Antonis is saying, today's the 25th anniversary of Final Destination 1. No way. Do you think we will get a new trailer for FD6 this week? We probably should. I hear that a new clip was released. I actually saw a clip from it today, if I'm not mistaken. I would like to get a video out on that tomorrow. No promises. Because I really want to start covering Final Destination 6 a little closer if possible. But the moment we get another trailer, which should be soon, the movie is I believe almost less than 2 months out now. Yeah, it was Sunday. It was 2 months. We should be getting something soon. I mean, come on now. What else is happening here? Sloppenheimer is saying, just saw an alleged leak where Chad is Gail's cameraman and Mindy is her assistant in a way. I've heard this rumor for a while that Chad was going to be working for Gail. I mean, I guess that makes sense since, she's coming from New York, right? I don't hate that necessarily, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. I guess it would make sense why they're there, right? Because why is Chad and Mindy there, not Sam and Tara? How are we going to do that? It's a big question. Big question. I like very much the French scary movie Them. Oh, very nice. I'm glad you like that one. I also dig that. Still in character, Sarah is saying, but I think if 13 Ghosts can go the TV route and they're thinking it's going to work, why can't Leprechaun? It might be way better. That seems to be the avenue for these franchises at this point. Sometimes when there's nothing left in terms of, creativity, it's fun to go to television. Sometimes you have a really good idea for it. And some franchises are built for it, some are not. Like Chucky, I don't know if Chucky was built for a TV series personally. I like Chucky, I like in little movies. I think those are fun stories to explore. But I can't stress it enough. I think Saw would be an excellent TV series, which is why another reason why I have so much faith in Hostel. Hostel is very similar. Just you have a very different antagonist, right? It's more about an evil corporation that kills a bunch of foreigners coming into the country versus, like a guy who's trying to seek retribution against a bunch of people who he believes has done wrong in his eyes. So it's different ideas kind of in the same ballpark, right? So different games played in the same park. There we go. I like that. So I could totally see Hostel working for TV in the same way I could see Saw working for a television series. Chase is saying, no worries, man. Thanks for getting back to me. I really hope you enjoy it. I think you will. I will. I got to do one thing after this stream, and then I'm going to put that on because I'm sure that's going to be fun. Alex of Narnia, Jake, any updates on The Ring 4? Is it happening? Are we getting a new The Ring movie with Naomi Watts? I haven't heard that name in forever. What is Naomi Watts even up to right now? I'm just so curious. I couldn't tell you. She's in so many good movies from the 2000s. Oh yeah, she's in King Kong. Totally forgot about that. I couldn't even tell you. She was in something called Infinite Storm. Don't know anything about that. Oh, was she in the Divergent? Okay, she's in the Divergent movies. I forgot about that. Okay, she's in those. Twin Peaks, The Watch. Oh, she was in The Watcher. Oh, that's the Ryan Murphy thing. Okay. I hope we get another Ring movie. Those are fun. I really like all three of them, honestly. Which is I don't think most people do. I don't think most people like all three of them, but I actually really love the sequel's fun, and Rings has some really good ideas. I don't know if everything is executed to perfection, but Rings starts off with somebody beating it, like finding a way to beat it in like a slightly different way and studying why that works. And to me, that's so interesting. That's like someone gamed this thing to a point where it's like we're doing all this crazy research on it. And I love that. I actually love that about Rings. Again, it's probably the weakest of the three, but it has some really good ideas in there that I genuinely like. Triple Glax is saying, Jake, what's your thoughts on Woman in the Yard? The trailer didn't really impress me much, but I gotta remember who the director is. The director makes me feel a little promise in this film. It is coming from Jean Colette Serra, who also directed Orphan, Carry On, The Shallows, and what was the other? He directed another movie that's really good. And House of Wax from 2005. I really enjoyed that movie. I think it's fun. But I like this director. He typically makes movies that are fun. At the very least, I have a good time watching his movies. I'm not frustrated and wanting to throw things at the screen when I watch a lot of his horror flicks. So I have faith in this one. I also like some of the cast for this movie, who is I keep forgetting her name because it's wild. Okwe Akpak-Wasili plays the woman in the yard, the titular character, one might say. And I think she's awesome. She was very underutilized in The Exorcist Believer, and while that movie sucks balls, I think that she's an excellent performer. And if you need any bit of proof about that, look up that name and watch some of her videos of her like doing some like some live performances. She's so intense. Someone who I just feel like was born to play horror villains. I'm kind of dying to see this movie. I got to be honest. I'm actually quite excited for Woman in the Yard. Because of that actress, because of the director. So the creative force behind this one I feel is strong. So Woman in the Yard, I think it could go either way. You know, it's still a Blumhouse movie at the end of the day, but some promise with this one. Perry Moberg is a little late. That's okay. Hey, we're still hanging out for a little bit here. Do you see Screambox getting as big as Shudder? Screambox is definitely on its way. Ever since Bloody Disgusting took over with their new parent company, the Screambox has definitely been growing a lot. I've been liking a lot more releases on there. I have to watch. Wow, I almost forgot to do that too. That's another thing I got to get done today. Dear God. I actually have a screener in my inbox from a new Screambox movie. Fun fact. So I got to watch that. Screambox has gotten a lot of really good releases though. Recently, I feel they've been getting a lot more traction. I could totally see them getting up there. I will say Shudder releases have been even better I feel like every year Shudder releases have just been getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So Shudder's up there, man. Screambox, will it get up there at some point? Probably. Definitely going to take a few years before we start getting to that point. But Shudder, everyone used to, I remember prior to the 2020s, people used to shit on a lot of like Shudder released movies. And I'm like, dude, a lot of these are good. I don't know. And as time has gone on, more people have really dug bigger Shudder releases, which is nice. There's been a lot more popular ones, which again, I can't stress enough that it makes me so happy as someone who has been following Shudder very closely for a long time now, and a lot of their originals. And while they do have their misses, maybe 50-50 in terms of misses to hits, the hits are typically on my top 10 list at the end of the year. More often than not for movies I really enjoyed every single year that I've done all this fun shit. So Shudder, Screambox, definitely streaming services to have. They're cheap. If you're horror fans and you want to see something that's a little weirder than what's in the mainstream, definitely get on these. There's some fun ones in there. So Shot by Shot says they just woke up from a nap, so I'm a bit late. That's okay. I'm glad you got a good nap in. I need a nap. I'm thinking about taking a nap right after this. Jake, what are your thoughts on American Psycho and the excuse for a sequel? That's really funny. The original American Psycho is one of my all-time favorite horror films. It's in my top 10 of favorites of all time. I love it. I really, we're doing this new one. Luca Guadagnino is directing it. And I don't know. I don't think American Psycho needs a reboot in any sense of the word. What I will say, though, is that there is stuff from the book that is completely left out and hardly even mentioned in the movie. So I could see them, making a new movie based on some of that stuff that was absent from the original movie, from the 2000 movie. Sure. But if they're going to try to remake that film, there's no point. You're doing something that does not need a remake. It is perfect how it is. But if they try to incorporate some of those other elements of the book in there, sure, that could be fun. I also have a little bit of faith in this project as well, because Luca Guadagnino did a complete reimagining of Suspiria, which is a giallo film that he turned into just something entirely different. It's its own animal, and it's a psychological horror film more than the kind of giallo slasher that Suspiria is. It's not a slasher. It's a witch movie. It's still psychological horror, but it's more about style over substance, like typical giallo is. And I love Suspiria. It's so much fun. But Luca's version is very different. It's a very different story. And I feel like Luca's going to do the same thing with American Psycho. I also think he's just got a different perspective on this story, with the individual that he is. And I think that's going to make for a film that's, again, is just saying different things than what the original did. Because you got to remember, a woman directed American Psycho. And it's from that perspective, from that voice, it flavors it differently, right? Here's a female directed horror film about a man who is a raging misogynist who's going around killing people and being so unbelievably, destructively misogynistic towards women in scenes that make me want to vom. So I think there's something to be said about that, right? There's a statement being made here, whether you like it or not. And I think that Luca is also going to have his own personal statements in there that once again is going to flavor this movie differently. So I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing what Luca does with American Psycho, what his take on it is and how he's going to make it his own. And I can't wait. I'm very Billy Boy saying, "Eat it for Christ." Jesus, that's terrible. But I do love that film. I think it's very interesting, and it's another one of those films like Starship Troopers where I feel like everyone has just missed the point of it. I feel like most people who some people watch American Psycho and they praise Patrick Bateman. They think he's a god, and it's like, you missed the point. You should not be rooting for this guy. He is a fucking monster. And what do you know? There's a fella just like him in real life who's doing shit. Isn't that crazy? Alex of Narnia of Asian is saying, Jake, I also like House of Wax 2005. It's really underrated for sure. My favorite from the 2000s. Do you think The Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser could happen? You know, I'm actually kind of shocked that they're not doing a new Brendan Fraser Mummy. He's kind of come back to prominence with a lot of his new roles. You'd think that they do a new one of those, you know? Brendan Fraser, didn't he just won an Oscar for The Whale, right? You would think they would come back to the Mummy and do that, but instead we're doing The Mummy with Lee Cronin, which is bringing it back to something more terrifying. That's exciting. I am excited to see that movie. Don't get me wrong. Doesn't sound like they're going to continue that version of The Mummy anytime soon, though. Even though those three movies are very much so ingrained into my childhood. So much fun. I love Brendan Fraser a ton. The American Psycho book is fucked up. I have read about some of the differences, and dear God, it's crazy. So I think that this remake, it has some, I think it could happen. I really think that it could be something great. Brady Harding is saying, I know you probably already talked about this in the news recap, and I don't know if you played anything in the series, but what's your thoughts on the new Zach Cregger Resident Evil movie being made? Brady, I love Resident Evil to death. I grew up with these movies. My very first video game was, my two first video games were Mortal Kombat 3 and Resident Evil 3. I played them both around the same time when I was a very young kid, and they both scared the crap out of me. Love Resident Evil. I'm a lifelong fan, and I'm really excited to see Zach Cregger's take. I did a video about this a while ago in one of my various update I did some sort of update video a while ago where I mentioned it. And I said, Zach Cregger, he really impressed with Barbarian. And I think that you could find some of those same elements of that film in a new Resident Evil that was specifically an adaptation of the first movie. I mean, imagine Zach Cregger doing an adaptation of the first Resident Evil specifically. We're going through the Spencer Mansion with all of our all the STARS agents, and just finding different creatures behind various doors and basements and underground labs and all this bullshit. Zach Cregger would do an excellent rendition of specifically the first game. And that's really what I hope he's doing here. Because I think if there was any problem I had with Welcome to Raccoon City, I think it's the closest to getting the lore right from the games, which I have a lot of respect for that movie for. I think it's shot very well. I just feel like the story's a little messy because they try to do the entire second game story kind of with the first game story just sandwiched in the middle of it for like no reason. I'm like, you could have just done the second game, man. You should have just started with the second game and left it at that. But I love Welcome to Raccoon City. I still like it a lot, even with my criticisms. I just feel like it should have been a little more focused. So I'm hoping that Zach does a very focused version of the first game story and makes it his own. That's what I'm hoping from Zach's Resident Evil film. Can't wait for it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Tanya in the D. What's up, Tanya? How's it going? Thanks for being a channel member. Hey, Jake. Love House of Wax. Have you ever seen 2001 Maniacs? No, I don't think I have. With Robert Englund and Lynn Shay from 2005. No, I have not seen this movie. Just saw it again. Forgot how much fun it is. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm going to have to put that one on. That sounds good. I love Robert Englund and Lynn Shay reteaming after A Nightmare on Elm Street in 2005, apparently. It's exciting as fuck. Okay. Shit, I'm going to have to put that one on, Tanya. I've never seen that one. Nice. Raptor Crashers Incorporated is saying, currently working on the script for my first horror movie. Very nice. Have fun. I am writing a short film and a feature film right now, which is coming together swimmingly. I can't wait for you guys to see these things. They are so much fun. Perry Moberg is saying it was wrapped in plastic when it came. You're talking about the American Psycho book. That's funny. Just like Patrick Bateman. What do you know? ATR Rada is saying, much love, Jake. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tanya in the D is saying, you got to watch it for sure. You'll love it. I bet I will. With that cast, I bet it's going to be awesome. Horror's favorite grandma and horror's favorite slasher villain right there in the same movie. I bet it's going to be awesome. 2001 Maniacs. I wonder what that's on. Is that on a streaming service somewhere? I need to take a vacation and just literally just watch shit. I need to actually just like sit down and have like a scheduled day of just watching a bunch of movies that I want to watch, because man, there are so many good movies out there, and I just don't have time to watch all of them. I also want to sit down and watch all of Yellow Jackets, a series that looks so unbelievably good that I'm dying to watch. This is 2001 Maniacs. Okay, wow, okay. Six prep college students and a biker couple traveled south towards Daytona Beach for spring break, but a detour leads them into seemingly idyllic Georgia town of Pleasant Valley, which is holding its annual Guts and Glory Jubilee in honor of the American Civil War. This sounds crazy. When they stay in town and completely isolated from the outside world, they're systematically separated and killed in gory fashion by the town's residents. That sounds awesome. I'm very into this. Robert Englund and Lynch. How have I never even heard of this before? This is sick. Kane Hodder is in this movie? No way. Eli Roth. Dude, there's some good people in this movie. Okay. I'm gonna have to check this one out. Kyle Wilder, thank you for the 5, my friend. Really appreciate you a ton. Saying Circus of the Dead 2 starts filming this summer. Is that the movie with the clown just humping the air at one point? Is that the film I'm thinking of? David Howard Thornton has a part in it. Have you watched the first Circus of the Dead? Is this the movie that I'm thinking of? It is the movie I'm thinking of. Dear God. You know, what's a nice thing I can say about this movie? I think that this movie very much so inspired Art the Clown's look. Well, I guess not, because Art the Clown was kind of in existence before this. I think that the makeup was done very well in this film, and that is something positive that I can say about it. I don't know. I don't know if it was really for me. I'm going to be honest. I don't know, but I will say I'm glad that you're very excited for it. I love clown horror. And I'm very into that. Let me tell you, clowns killing people is always going to be scary. There is just simply something fucked up about it. That's why I love David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown. Let me tell you. So, I'm excited that this movie is happening, Kyle. That is very cool. Thank you for the 5. Thank you for supporting the page. Really appreciate you a ton. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being here with us. So I gotta, anything with David Howard Thornton in, I gotta cover. So I'll have to watch it at some point. We'll have to see what's going on with all that. Tanya's watching Yellow Jackets right now. It's awesome. Hell yeah. Jake, have you had a chance to watch Inside with Willem Dafoe? No, we were talking about this on the other stream, weren't we? I just don't have time to watch anything. It's crazy. We're doing a lot in life right now. I'm co-writing and potentially directing a short film that I just got involved with. What else am I doing? I'm moving into an apartment, which has been an absolute headache. Dear God, finding the right one was one thing, but now we found the right one, and it's a whole story. Trying to think what else is going on. Trying to run this YouTube channel. I'm trying to monetize the gaming channel. I just don't have time for anything. It's nuts. But yeah, we're just crazy busy, and I think I see myself being busy pretty much until like August of this year, and then the horror stuff's gonna pick up. So when will I have time to sit down and leisurely watch away? I don't know, but sometime soon, I promise. I have all these movies you guys give me. I put them on a little list, and at some point I'm genuinely going to take a vacation and just watch all these films. I'm gonna take a week off. just watch all these movies. It's gonna be awesome in succession. Soon I'm gonna need some time off, because it's getting crazy. So it's nuts. Madison's saying she wants me to buy her a ring. Damn, brutal out here. I guess I have to now. Damn, gotta do that at some point. I'll leave you guys with that little fun cliffhanger, because that's always fun. So who knows what comes from this. But I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Kyle Wilder, I just saw that you said you have a part in that new film. That's exciting. That's really cool. I hope it's awesome. And I hope you get killed by Papa Corn. I hope that Papa Corn rips you in half. That would be fun. I've always wanted to die in a big slasher movie. So that's a dream of mine. If you get to do that, I'm jealous, which is so cool. I'm very tired. I've been working since 6 a.m, so it's time for me to get some rest. And maybe go lay down and watch one of these horror films. Maybe start Yellow Jackets. One of those things. Inside with Willem Dafoe and 2001 Maniacs. I might rip into those tonight if I can. So I'm going to get some rest, ladies and gentlemen, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. We'll be live again on Wednesday for members only, so become a member if you want to stop by those streams. Those are always fun. We do them every Wednesday. And then on Friday, don't miss this stream. Friday is going to be so much fun. We're counting down to Final Destination 6. It's the first week of it. We're doing eight of these streams. They're going to be very special, and I'm going to try to have some guests on. We might give away those Smile tickets next week since we didn't meet our Super Chat goal this week. Sorry, I told you we'd only give away the Smile digital codes if we met the thing, and we didn't. So maybe we will on Friday. So stop on by that stream.